Hey guys, welcome back. Maurice here, and today we have Timberborn. And even if you're a beaver, you still have the same old question in your head you need answer to. Does the size matter? And let me just help you out with this one question. Meanwhile, in the back end, you will see there's a previously mentioned in previous video the graveyard for my beavers. That's also an option. So yes, nature is cruel, so yeah, it is how it is. But the question about the size, does size matter? Yes, it does, but more importantly is what you do with that. If you don't know how to manage that, you will there's no point of the size. So that's the answer everyone should be aware of. And if you're wondering what the hell that has to do with beavers, absolutely everything. I'm gonna give you a tour, a guide, tutorial, call it whatever you want, and answer the questions you never had in the first place, but you will be glad to get to know how the game performs. So yeah, these guys, I had a problem with overpopulation, and as you can see, it will be soon resolved. About the size. Size is something this game shows and kinda promotes everywhere. And the size about buildings that you can stack one on another, like in piles, and make these huge, beautiful buildings on top. So something like this. This is just, I'm just trying to reach the height. Height is always at the corner. You can see there's 25 stories, basically levels you can go. No above when you reach the moment at the top. For example, if you want to place another building, yeah, I can't even reach it. There's no way. There's no way. Now, that's it. And the question about the size, you might look at this and say, well, that's awesome. I take so little space and I have so much living quarters. Sounds good. That's it. For example, this particular point I put to build up and show you what can you do. And then it stopped. It just stops. Why? I got all the resources and everything. And this is where the size problem kicks in. Let me show you, and also we will touch a little bit district and show you the districts, because everything is around this particular one district center building. Everything, every tile you see that is marked kinda belongs to the territory, but more importantly is this line, which means that is how far anyone in this district will actually do anything. Builders go beyond and clear the wood, and woodcutters I believe also, but when it comes to building where you need a road, this is where the problem kicks in. As every story I'm going up, it basically increases the length of the road, of the path. And as you can see, I am already stretching way beyond this line. So actually when these buildings are built, they're out of reach. And as you can see, this marker, that's the thing, this marker on the ground kind of counts in the buildings. So you might assume you can build them, but as you can see, when you start going up, somewhere here is the border. Basically, no one from this district can move upwards. Rest of that will never be built. And if you have straight road from here straight to the main district, that basically means that's it. The only way how to do it is either make a new district somewhere here and split in half, which means new resources, new transport, a lot of huge problems. Or another way, which is more problematic if you have everything already set up, is to destroy this district right here and move it a little bit closer. And by how much tiles you move, this can be built up. So this topic will be about path, buildings, and basically, correct way to call it will be radius. So let's switch over and let's start digging into numbers, because this is just an example of how something big in size, if you don't know what you're doing, will just give you trouble and no point of all at all. Yes, despite whatever you were thinking. So what we have here is calling testing grounds. Testing grounds because I was curious, because in demo it felt, probably that was my fault, but let's measure. I have 4 districts set up. None of them are connected to anything, but that doesn't matter, because as you can see, this is our baseline. This is our baseline. District 49 is going, and unfortunately to me, this was the longest straight plane where I could build. As you can see, this last part is actually not touched. So this is the length, straight line from the entrance. The entrance counts, because if you turn it around and build a road around it, this is your tiles wasted. And then I was curious, because I felt like when beavers are stepping up the stairs, it kind of degrades faster, but it's not true. So I'm answering all the questions and I have a bonus with water as well for you. So what I did is, as you can see, just a little funny thing, but they still, as you can see, take 1 tile. So the question is, does that count? And as you can see, yes, it is exactly the same length, even if it goes over the stairs. And even more, these little markers you see are marked. These are every 10 tiles. And that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So 70 is the length of district radius, and it goes kind of round, and the same thing goes upwards. So this is where the kicker is. The same actually, if they are going over this whatever. So it still counts as 1 tile, as you can see. I ran out of the place, but yeah, it's not. Yeah, you see, you are smart enough. It's exactly the same length. So obviously, then the question is how that translates vertically. And this is something interesting. This is not, I needed to build it, so it's not connected. So let's do that quickly. Disconnect and connect. Boom. Obviously, I can't reach the, no, silly me. This is the length. This is full height. There's no more going upwards, because this is quite high already on the plane of all the map. So something average, but still, as you can see, I'm going up quite a bit. Like, it's pretty high. If you stack buildings next to it, and every building can be accessed in every direction, you can have a huge kingdom. But let's recap. And as you can see, the entrance is here. Let's quickly, I'll show you from the top. There's 3 times 3 squares. So if at the bottom you start here, then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 is basically 1 full circle, right? And as we start from here, then 8 ends up here. So we have 1, 2, 3, and basically this is the 4th circle. So 4 circles. 4 times 8 is how much? 32. 32. Okay, you need 2 or 3 adds, and then you have 35. And what is 35? This is half of full length. So if I build one tower here and then another tower right next to it, going upwards, then to other tower, and then downwards, that's it. That's the limit. Done. We can't move any further. Which is like, wait a minute. Sounds like going big is actually yes. And if you're wondering, there's okay, you already see my side project. I will talk about it. Okay, let's call it the second bonus. Remind me about them. It's not stream, you can't remind me, but I will remember. So let's spice up things, shall we? What I found, this is the absolute lowest point. I can use a dynamite, maybe. Probably I can't, because that's the lower part. I should fall through the ground. But this is I can build a dams around here and build a city here, right? Can I? I definitely can. So that leads us to ground zero, let's call it ground zero, up to 25 levels up. Every triple lodge is 2 stories. Yeah, we have 13, I believe. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 13 times 2, we have, 26 stories. We're actually cheating a little bit, the one top story. So now the kicker is, here I have even better building. Someone of you already like typing, yeah, you wasted that 8 blocks going in circle. We'll get there. There's 2 main types how you can build the stairs. And this is the economic version. Why? Because you can see we are not wasting 3 times 3 square, but 3 times 2, so smaller. Which means from going full circle, you are going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then you are on the next level. Obviously they're all connected. Sorry, it's not built because it doesn't matter. I will explain why it's not built. So shall we? And as you can see, every building is linked, so sounds like a perfect combination. So we have 6 squares, 6 tiles to go. And we had how much? 13, so we have 20 stories. So we have literally 6 times 12, right? Am I right? Anyways, you do the math. I'll quickly do it myself as well, because why? Because I'm bad. I calculated something wrong previously and I don't want to do that again. So we have 6 times 12, which means we have 72 tiles. Remember how far our district goes? Oh yeah, 70. Okay, the top can be built, but that means your district must start right here. No headroom whatsoever on any side. Then this actually can be built. And when you reach the maximum, that's basically it. That's you can't even reach at the top if you move some building or try to build something on top of it. Yeah, I think if you have district, I don't know, 2, 3, 4 squares away, no way that's going to happen. And you see how that might be a problem if you're thinking to build a huge buildings, as the exact opposite, not exact, but opposite is also true. Even if you manage to build it, even if you manage to squeeze some few poor beavers up there, they need food, they need to eat. And if you remember correctly, when you click on, I don't have any storage here, they also have this colored Do I have any storage close by? So they are also colored and rich. So even if they manage to get the food and water, and they're then going back to work. And what I'm trying to explain is that huge size somehow does not give all the benefit, because it's not limits actually. It increases the length. Even if it's on plain sight, you don't want your beaver running from one end to another end for food, then for water, then for sleeping, then for fun, then for temple. Then basically no job is done, because whenever your beaver needs something, it goes after it. Mostly, I think social and temple is only at the evenings. Although I have seen some of them having fun also and in work hours. But yeah, you get the idea. Why now you need to take in consideration this height. Let's move quick forward. This is the approach I didn't come up with, but basically, why 3 times 3 is kind of better, somewhat, is reason. If you compare these two levels, you see that I can reach from all my stair structure this particular level only on those 2 tiles, because next at the other end is going upwards and going downwards. So basically you can build the buildings where entrance is only every second level. Works perfectly for those buildings, but no other building. And if you are, for example, let me just give you a stupid example, but if you stack these buildings, you see you need entrance at every level. So that actually is not an option. Then if you take a look, basically you can pause and just copy, but the idea is simple. You go one story up. Let me reduce them. Will that do the trick? Not the same. You go one story up, and that's the thing. When you are on this level, you can build buildings around on every direction. Of course, these 2 blocks are locked because of the stairs built there, but otherwise you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 entrances on the corners, so you can go crazy and build all around this structural way. And if you took already anything from this video so far, you understand that going just above will not be ideal scenario. This is overflowing. That's good. So yeah, I'd say better build something like this and then buildings around it and go a few stories up, then you don't waste so much running. So this is quickly another problem I run in with this huge screenshots before Timberborn was released and still is up there. Huge, awesome buildings. What you see here is every single building that actually can use to build something upwards. 2 of them are warehouses, so if you build this one, you don't need this one. And these are all living quarters, so every single one of them has unique size, which is good, and some weird entrance locations, which cause a problem. And yeah, what I'm trying to explain to keep in mind, these awesome, beautiful print screens, I checked them out. Most of them are absolutely inefficient and just built for looking good. I'll quickly run through. Howling Post nothing can be built on it. Builder's Hut, the same. Then we have living quarters. From water, no one. Nope. Absolutely not. From food, maybe something. Nope. Nothing. None of that can support upwards building. Okay, maybe, nope, still no, nah, nada, nein, nicht, niet, metal maybe, no, still no, hell no, this is a huge grinder, power, absolutely not. As you can see, we have a theme here, and the theme is quite simple. So far, if there is no other if there is no other what it's called, it's going only on the top of something and afterwards nothing else. If there will be a new faction, I would definitely hope someone, at least some faction, I'm already running out of space, some faction can probably, I don't know, be the stackers or whatever, because so far you have 2 building types to use as a block, and all other buildings, some of them actually require being on ground, obviously, but I will find this one. This one is the only building. If you pay close attention, these 3 blocks, these on them you can stack something. Wow, you need power to put in it, so yeah, and it must be on the ground. So there's so little buildings that you can use as a base or as a building element, and whenever you put anything on top of it, for example, if you want this huge tower to work and you need builder's hut or new district center, the district centers, of course, you saw the building, it supports nothing on it. So if you build a huge something up and put something on it, that's done. That tower is never going to be bigger. Which then the question is, why the hell you made these huge screenshots with everything that you can stack buildings? And stacking buildings is one of the strong suits they are mentioning every time, where the district path size does not fully support it, and buildings on top absolutely not support it, and you get it. So going big, and now you know that you are limited and basically doomed to fail for some or another reason, then size matters, but how you use it, that's more important. 2 bonuses quick, otherwise the video is again too long. Promise 2 bonuses. Let me remember what bonuses. One of them, as you probably you're thinking, why the hell this guy is talking about building stacking or something? Just build everywhere. No. Once you realize drought is a problem, and then you realize you need to store water, and then you realize storing water in such reservoirs take up the building space, then you are like, oh. And yes, you will need a lot of that land that is not flooded for food, and if you are building crazy or awesome or anything, then you need food to grow as well, so even less space for your building. So that might lead you to the point where you're like, oh, there's nowhere to build. That actually is not true. Why? Because yes, this is my previous project. Wherever you have a water, it's down in the water, nothing can be built, but nothing can be used, but it doesn't stop you from being crazy like me. And there's no wonder when you pick a platform allows you to build in a squares, where, for example, if you take this how it's called, Levy, I don't know what the hell is Levy. First time I'm seeing this word in my life, but yeah, these you can build in squares. They are meant to be one line, but once you click a platform, that kind of gives you a clue, and the clue is simple. Of course, as I mentioned, a lot of logs and planks, but afterwards, here you go. Absolutely in the middle of nowhere, where is kind of no space. Yes, you can't go grow trees there and food, and those few damn buildings that require to be on the ground, but otherwise everything else, you're welcome. Which kind of means this, what you see right here, I can build whole city on the lake, literally on the lake. Use it, then use some portion here for food, some portion for forest, and then some portion for these few buildings that require absolutely to be on the ground. So that's awesome. And the last bonus, because there's too much to explore and check. Okay, I'll try to be quick as possible. Let me pause the game, otherwise it's saving and glitching all the time. Let me show you where I get the idea. Idea was simple. If you do this crazy building reduction and watching the water, what the game kind of allows you to do, it's probably not meant to be like that, but you can go inside. You can go and see these awesome, absolutely amazing, not meant for you, and for me as well, things. And what I noticed is whenever you see this water, let me unpause for a moment. Whenever there's water stored, it seems like it's still soaking in the ground, no matter what, no matter where, even if there is actually built up, oh, it's not there, but if there's built walls around, this is a great example. When you scroll down, they still are kind of soaking and looks like it soaks in the ground. So that is another question as a beaver you might ask. The water evaporates or soaks in the ground? Because it seems both of them are true. No, it's not. So that's why I have this little test sample set up. Sample is simple. This is 3 times 3 square and 2 times deep. Both of them are exactly the same size, the same volume. And as you can see, they were linked with floodgates. I opened, flooded it full, and then closed this one. So both of them are equal level, and then raised the floodgate. What's the difference between those two? So I can't show you, but I should be able to. No, I need water to evaporate. So beneath this one, it's basically all covered with this levee. So there is the water is not stored on the ground. But here, as you can see, there's a cliff. So this I have around a gate, trapped water, but it is on the ground. And the question then is simple. What we want to find out, as you can see, depth marker. The highest was, I actually can release it. When I started measurement, it was 1.61. Now it's decreased, basically will be dry in a moment. And exactly the same marker, exactly the same water level is in both reservoirs, which means it evaporates. There is no reason to cover ground or do anything. It basically, the more open space you have above, or whatever, however they do the calculation, that's another test I can make probably. Anyways, you get the idea. It decreases in the same time. So yeah, the ground does not matter at all. So yeah. That's it. 2 bonuses as promised, and the buildings and the length of districts. I think that's everything I wanted to cover this part. Just found interesting and wanted to share with you so you guys know as well. If you have questions or any ideas what you are interested in, you already shared. I am making other videos as well, but Let me know down in the comment section, and we'll meet in other videos. Cheers.